a substantial like
Yeah,
ration
like
supply base.
you have enough food at the settlement now. Like I would say you could probably take up to a year's worth of food without. I mean, that would put a little bit of a dent in
Yeah, let's
the
do like
settlement's stuff.
let's
But
do like 6 months worth.
okay,
I feel like anything. I'd rather them have a stockpile, and then us, if worst case scenario, we could literally just set the robot down on guard mode and travel back and
yeah,
figure out something else.
all right, that works. Okay, so yeah, you will have plenty of food then, or at least you should.
Theoretically, yeah.
You got like that and a couple of crates inside of the
I mean, yeah. I
storage
mean,
room or whatever.
realistically, it's only Rudge that eats, so
Yeah,
Willow drinks
it's
water. So.
water for Willow and then
Yep.
water and food for Rudge. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all our rooms are because neither of us really use our rooms. We just stock and shove our food in there.
Yep. All your box of 24 packs of ramen.
Yep.
Just like still in the cardboard.
Yep.
Because that's what they grow on this farm.
Yep.
Packaged ramen.
Yep. It sprouts on trees like little bushes.
Yep. The blessing of the saint in action. Okay, so yeah, then I think you guys are ready. So one thing to note in the last week that you guys were making stuff, Stumpendorf has approached both of you every day and just saying like, well, time to go to the tower today, hmm?
Oh, you know what this place? We need a brig. We totally need like a prison on this fucking thing. Oh, that'd be one of our rooms.
Yeah, just lock the door.
Yep.
It's like, don't touch anything or it'll kill you.
Oh yeah, like the moment that we actually start on this adventure, I'm assigning at least one watcher drone to Stumpendorf at all times, and it's just gonna follow him everywhere he goes.
That seems reasonable.
Even if it's like awkwardly in the hallway, it'll putter through the hallway like a foot away. And
yeah, but he seems like very intent at this point. Like he's obviously antsy now. Like he very much wants to go see this tower.
Yep, makes sense.
And he's been sort of like waiting around to the point where he is spending more time like pacing around thinking about that than he is like playing with his iPad. So like you're pretty sure at this point if you left without him he would probably go off to go there himself.
Yeah. Anyways, yep.
Yeah. I assume you still want to take him.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
By the way, actually, now that if he sets his iPad, I'm gonna go through it. Actually.
Okay.
It's been a while since we've actually gone through to make sure that he's not as crazy as we thought he was. So I'm gonna take. Yeah.
Yeah. So man, what even?
I mean,
you want just give me a D100 roll.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll leave it up to you how much detail you want to say. Like, if it's just, generic stuff, I get it. Well, it's single digits. Oh. I was like, well, it's single digits. My tens digit is a 0, but they're both 0, so 100.
Oh, no. Okay, so...
God damn, the fucking green dice again. I need to stop using those tonight.
That's okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense.
I just want to clarify, I've rolled 2 99s and 100 on that tonight.
Wow, that's pretty bad. Yep.
If I was playing D&D, I'd have the best gear in the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you look through it, and there is a whole lot of gibberish there. Like, you can't make hide nor hair of whatever is going on here. Most of it is just like not even words.
It's like goddamn magic stuff.
He is like, this is the rantings of a madman, as far as you can tell.
Yep.
The only ones that you can really make sense of is that he seems to be making his own Sudoku puzzles and solving them.
I like it. That's great.
That's the only thing that you can really actually find and like make sense of.
It's so great.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. Anything else you guys want to do before you leave the settlement?
No, let me take a really quick look to see what drones I decided I was going to bring with. Because I remember last time saying I was going to bring most of them, but I'm going to take a look. I think I might just bring like half of them. But at the same time, I might just want to bring all of them. There's my notes. Let's see, because I have a bunch. No, you know what? I think I'm just gonna bring like all the menial ones, except for the Watcher drones. I'll just leave there, and then the complex Earth Defender.
Okay.
So the Skywing and the Earth Defenders, I'm gonna bring with basically the menials.
Okay, so they're all kind of like packed up in the
Yep.
Explorer, unless you send them out to do stuff.
Yeah, they're pretty much just gonna be base defense. So.
Yep.
And then
Sounds good.
So that'll be a total of 17 drones with us.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean,
it'll be eight Skywings, 9 Earth Defenders. So.
You have a little like miniature army basically to defend your
laboratory.
Yeah.
That's how we call it.
Yeah. All right.
Little miniature fortress. Oh, it's a lab.
You saw the Coalition's flying fortress, and you're like, I could make something cooler than that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like, I need to at least match that in coolness.
Yeah. All right, cool. So with that, you guys get all your stuff together. Rudge, I presume you move a bunch of your, if not all of your stuff onto the portable lab, your sort of section of that. Oh, another thing is, are you you can make Rudge's room climate controlled, right?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, I honestly think that because I'll be wearing my power armor around, I think we'll just make the interior that anyways.
So it's just like a walk-in freezer.
I mean, so he can actually walk around.
Yeah.
That way you have like the entire robot, and then the only place that's not is the biodome, obviously. So then that way, the main portion of the robot, you can actually not have to wear your armor for once. If Rudge would like that. Because the cold won't affect me at all as long as I'm in my armor, so. And it won't affect the drones at all.
Yeah, as long wherever you can make it cold, man.
Yeah, I mean, so I think like the entire interior minus the dome, we can just leave at. Well, I mean, I guess we'll leave the cargo area normal too. So, yeah, the living area, his room, and the cockpit.
There's like an air conditioning unit, but like the maximum setting is like below freezing.
Like we've tampered with it several times over. Like we bought like an AC unit from Menards, and we're like, nope, crank it up to 11.
Right. So yeah, I mean, like I'm pretty sure this is the first time that Rudge has been able to like take off his armor and like chill in a comfortable environment since you've gotten to this planet, right?
We did it with the APC for a short while, like the Mountaineer, I think it was. I don't remember. I think there was one other place where we did something.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think the Mountaineer has like a good enough air conditioning to like make it comfortable for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like human vehicles aren't designed to be freezers.
I mean, the Mountaineer is not necessarily human though. They are designed for DBs too.
That's true.
That's one thing. It's not Coalition, so it's assumed all adventurers welcome kind of thing. But
still
either way,
probably does not have the capability to do that.
Yeah, not that low.
Because it's like there's usually no reason to. Yeah. So Rudge, you once the robot is finally done, the walker's finally done, you get in there and you feel cool, refreshing air.
That's actually like a secondary defense too. Actually, realistically,
yeah, it's like, oh god,
someone tries to break in there and it's like 100 below zero.
It's like mist and vapor around the ground.
Yes, I approve.
But yeah, it's like comfortable in here. It's crazy.
This is
months.
It's been a while since I could just walk around in an area without, fear of death, heat stroke.
Fear of heat stroke.
Yeah.
Or just even like discomfort. So yeah, that's nice.
Oh, thank you, Willow. This is amazing.
Do what I can.
Which
Which is substantial.
It is. It is quite. It is quite above and beyond. I was not expecting the nice.
Yeah, I totally wouldn't have told Rudge about that at all. And then he would have just walked in, and then like your outside temperatures would have been like bloop, negative, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you'd look over at Willow, and she's in her armor. You can't see it, but she's giving you a really stupid smile inside of her armor. And then so she like sends over the image of her smile into your HUD.
That is ridiculous.
I figure that there's no need for me to have the interior being comfortable, seeing as I won't be outside my armor pretty much ever. Outside of the biodome, maybe I'll probably take my armor off there, but I figure for once you can have a comfortable spot.
Thank you. That is much appreciated. I did not expect it, and I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yes. The best thing about it too is the little drones that are actually interior, they actually have plasma ejectors, so they shoot out hot plasma. So
it's all like steamy.
Yeah, so it looks fucking crazy probably when they shoot.
Yeah.
I'm totally making sure it's pink too. It shoots out, not some generic ass blue or white. They gotta know who's shooting them. It's Willow's drones.
Yeah. Pink.
Yep.
All right.
I suppose it's plasma, so it probably looks kind of like electricity from in there. Like someone's fucking shooting lightning at you, basically.
Yeah. So after you guys get on, Stumpendorf comes on.
Oh fuck.
And he
he can hang on the cargo area.
It was chilly in here.
Oh, there we go. He can just hang on in Willow's room.
Mm-hmm.
The cold doesn't seem to bother him that much. As soon as he like comes in, he kind of like looks around and like rubs his hands together and like makes some kind of gesture, and then just kind of continues about his business.
Interesting. Like, did he do? I don't know what magic looks like, so I don't know if he used magic or if.
I would say, based off of your travels with Fedariel, you would be able to recognize that he cast a spell, yes.
Okay, good, then I don't care. I'm going to ask him how long he can keep that up.
A bit. It's a little bit draining, but...
Okay, well, the room over here on the left and the cargo area, or I'm not letting him in the biodome, fuck that. So either Willow's room or the cargo area are normal temperatures, so if you need to...
Oh, well, brilliant.
So,
go sit someplace.
Yeah, so... Yeah, Willow will
we're
be...
going to the tower then, yes?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Very well. I will...
Sorry that it took so long.
Just kind of wanders off.
Yep. Probably the same exact thing Willow did. Sorry it took so long, just walks away.
You two are quite the odd pair to watch.
Like, I imagine, like, any outside person, like, our conversations look so awkward and, like, rude to each other, but we're both so on the same level.
People hate each other. It's like, it seems like you're barely tolerating each other's presence when interacting, but it's actually just, like, normal conversation to both of you.
Yep. All right, so just to clarify, so building everything that we built and getting it all set up, I had to take away 165,560 pounds of our metal.
Yep,
So,
sounds about right.
yep. Out of our 270 or something like that. Can't remember. Yeah, 274,000. So
Big chunk of it. Still got a pretty good amount. How much of that do you want to put into the...
I didn't even think about the biodome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably not going to do a huge amount.
Okay. Also, that is something we can figure out later.
No, I'll do it now because I actually had thought a little bit about this before. I just kind of forgot tonight.
Okay.
I think what I'll do is, because the biodome is kind of like not massive. I think what I'll do is do like, let's see, I'll write this down. I think I'm gonna do 3 like 2-ton trees,
Okay.
and then like we'll say like 500-pound trees.
All right. Yeah. So a couple of like
Shrubs.
bushes,
Which,
basically.
I mean, as long as you're cool with it, I'd make them very decorative, like roses or some kind of floral, like native fauna to here.
Yeah, that works.
Just so it looks more like, because if anybody comes in here, I'm just gonna tell them they're statues.
Yep.
So.
I mean, you make it look so they look like art pieces almost.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right. So yeah, in that case, you guys head off, leaving the settlement. You say your goodbyes to your friends there, your friends and allies there, and they all wish you good luck on your journey as you head off towards Demon City.
Yeah, I like that sentence.
Yep.
We say goodbye to our friends and allies as we head off towards Demon City.
I mean, you've been there before. Now you have a little robot mobile army.
All right. No updated, so it's concurrent.
Okay, so with the speed of the Dirt Explorer, it's 45 miles an hour, and it can go over most kinds of terrain that isn't like totally ridiculous, like sheer cliffs. I feel like it could probably go up like pretty steep mountain sides too, just like climbing, like sinking into the ground a little bit to get traction. So you guys pretty much head straight there. You have the route. I mean, you have like all of this area pretty well mapped out, so it's not a problem to travel there. And obviously, nothing is going to mess with you around here. So it takes you about 4 hours to get to the outskirts of the ruined city. Which we'll go over to that map here. There.
By the way, I'm totally gonna do like a cinematic picture, like for myself, of us leaving the base with all of it looking awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the tiny settlement in the background, and
You gotta document your journeys.
oh yeah, that's totally what one of the drones that are like patrolling all the time. I'm just gonna have it constantly recording, like a documentary.
Nice.
So when someone captures it, they can get all the footage off of it.
There we are.
There you are. Do you have a preferred border color for the rover? Or the walker?
Pink.
Green, because it's a forest. Or silver, because they're metal trees.
Wait, are you talking about the
Or wait, the rover? Is that the giant walking?
Walker. Yeah,
The
the
walker?
walker.
Don't matter to me. Pink or green or silver. Any of those would do.
Let's see. I was gonna say we'll make it like in between Willow and Rudge, but that's teal and brown, and I don't know which color is in between teal and brown.
Town.
Yep.
Or Beal. Oh, I'm gonna go say goodnight to my kid really quick.
All right. Yeah.
Didn't realize it's already 7:22.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of figured that this would be kind of.
I'm gonna go make a lasagna. I'll be back in like half an hour.
Make a lasagna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that we're actually getting into the the things, makes sense.
Don't you question me.
Go.
boom, bow, down. Bow, down, down, down.
Ding, 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 ding.
Down, 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 down. So was that Genshin Impact game?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a fun little like RPG.
Yep, anime Breath of the Wild.
Yep. My initial vibes were not wrong.
Neat.
The combat is a little bit. It's a more like JRPG, yeah, I guess. It's not like turn-based, but it's like
Close.
yeah. Got like you switch between characters and like they have their own abilities, so it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Little gimmick.
You're a little gimmick.
Thanks.
Yeah. Alright, you're a big gimmick.
I don't know which is better. Or if either of them are insults.
I don't know how to feel about any of that. Wow, I rolled 3 20s and got 12, 13, 15.
Ah, so close.
Mm-hmm.
So close.
This is nice music.
Yeah. It's RimWorld.
Ah.
A game that I like a little bit.
The game that I like a little bit.
I only have like 190 hours in it.
Oh, what is it?
It's like a colony, like space western sort of colony builder sim.
Oh, neat. I might check that out because that's kind of up my alley.
Yeah, it's a really like interesting simulator just because like you have all your like colonists and they have all their like quirks and personalities and skills and stuff.
Cool.
And you know they have moods. You gotta keep them happy.
Oh, neat.
And there's the damage system is pretty interesting. Like every body part has a health pool, and so like when you get hit by something, it's like a dice roll to see what part of the body it hits.
Oh, okay.
And then like it takes damage. So like you could get shot in the arm by a sniper rifle and have your arm blown off,
Oh, yep.
or shot in the head and instantly die.
That would do it. That would do it.
And yeah,
Cool.
it's really cool like base building stuff you can do.
Alright.
Your dudes like cyberware and stuff.
I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back. So we got the little walker out here. Tiny little walker.
Wow, we're just as big as it. Nice.
Yeah. Scale would be like this big. Or bigger. Yeah, so I assume that you guys are just gonna head straight towards the cursed pit.
Yeah. I don't think we have any reason to go
alright.
anywhere else. So
Yeah, moving through here, obviously you can move through with the walker. The streets are a little bit, the ones that aren't main streets are a little bit narrow, so you'd have to knock over a couple of buildings to get through.
I mean, if we
Here
want,
and
we just take the buggy up there.
Yeah,
rather
you could,
than,
if you wanted to drive the.
I mean,
buggy.
I feel like that'd be smarter just because then we have a retreat place if we need to.
Yeah.
Rather than moving our like slow frontal vehicle up there.
Yeah, the
'Cause, like-
buggy's a lot faster.
Yeah, because how far is this general area? Yeah, this is quite long. Like, I think I'd rather have a retreat.
All right.
So what if we moved it? Because it's super slow. So if it did get attacked, we're not getting out of the city.
Well, I mean, 45 miles an hour. super
Yeah.
slow for most things that could pose a threat to you, I suppose.
What if? I mean, we cleared out part of this area, like on the little highway over here, right? Because that's where we came from.
Yeah,
Or we
so like
we at least
basically there's a bunch of those like little scorpion spider things that crawl around here. That they are not going to be a threat to this at all.
yeah. I mean, what if we just so that way we don't destroy the terrain? What if we just like came down south here, and then just kind of followed the road up to like
Yeah, the like
here-ish?
main road
Yeah, we'll just go
to
to like
like there.
here-ish, and then park it, set everything to defensive mode, then just us three, well, four counting Poncho, go up there.
Hmm.
Yeah, sounds good.
I feel like that's a better way to do it.
So you get in the big boss
Yeah.
with Poncho and Stumpendorf. So as you exit the vehicle, Stumpendorf, who is not wearing any armor, I should say, does some more magic stuff. And gets in the car, wherever you tell him to.
Get in the car.
You drive down the main road, and you're able to get to like sort of the edge of the pit without any incident. You do see like a couple of the bugs scampering around. Currently, it's like probably 11 a.m. noon thereabouts, about lunchtime, and they seem to give you a wide berth as they did before. You got a big gun on the car too, and you're not easy prey. So you get up to the point, the edge of the cursed pit, which is where you got attacked by those demon snake dudes before, and stole that, or managed to get that like old tank out of the crevasse.
Crevasse.
And the tower looms before you. So to give you a refresher on what this tower looks like, it's like a big sort of skyscraper that kind of, the further you go up it, the more eldritch it becomes. There are like cracks in the concrete and the windows where there are like sort of fleshy parts almost that are like sticking out that have like thorns or horns in it, and it goes all the way up to the top where the top of the tower is like, it sort of twists into like on this spire, which is almost entirely that like fleshy material. And at the foot of the place there is a big old fashioned like wooden double doors with like Gothic style like arch and like big sort of like wrought iron door knockers, with the door being flanked by two gargoyle statues.
Those are big
on little
knockers.
pedestals. Yep. And as you get off, Stumpendorf just kind of like looks up at the tower and studies it, seemingly lost in thought.
So, you wanted to see this tower. Is there anything you're looking for in particular?
What? Is there something?
How can we assist you in investigating this tower?
Oh, well, there it is. It's definitely familiar. I have been here before. Well, let us enter.
If you have a way, sure.
Well, there's a door right there, isn't there?
Yep. If we can see, I can't remember. We have to like fly over to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a chasm that might go straight to hell.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, technically we can all fly, assuming he can.
Yeah.
Um, are you able to fly yourself, or do you need to be carried?
Yeah, well, I suppose I could fly, but it'd be easier if you could just stand on you or whatever.
And first of all, I'm carrying you if we're doing this. Oh, I mean, I suppose Rudge can float you.
Yes, that.
That,
I
that would
remember
probably make
that.
more sense. Yeah, so I'm gonna go defensive mode and just kind of scout a little bit ahead
All right.
and then let them float behind me.
So Rudge and Stumpendorf are floating at 0, using his flight, presumably.
Sounds right.
All right.
Maybe I should
That
call
sounds
up.
good.
No, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I like it.
Okay. So you fly out over the curve. Oh, also, are you going to pocket the big boss?
Yes.
Rudge? Okay. Yeah, I figure you don't want to leave it at the edge of a demon pit.
So worst that could happen. Come back to a demon big boss.
It's up on cinder blocks. And they come back.
Mm-hmm. That's what would happen.
Yep.
Or they just ate the wheels, so it's just not on cinder blocks.
Yeah, they wouldn't put it on cinder blocks. It's like crumpled into a ball.
I'd be like, wow, those are very nice demons. Actually, gave us these nice cinder blocks
to only steal the wheels.
Yeah, and they gave us these awesome cinder blocks in return.
Mm-hmm.
You chuck these at people.
So as you fly over the bottomless abyss to the foot of this tower,
that's awful.
You look down and you see like. I mean, you can consciously try not to look down.
I think you can't not at that point.
Yeah. I mean, any danger that is going to happen is probably going to come from down there, so it is wise to look down.
Just refuse to acknowledge the danger.
Yep, head in sand.
That'll work. It works. If you can't see it, it doesn't hurt you.
Yep.
So you see various like skittering things down and around the walls of the chasm. They keep to the shadows for the most part. You do occasionally see some kind of like winged, demonic-looking creature flying around below. None of them really go above the rim of the pit, at least while you're traversing it, and so you're able to keep a wide enough berth to not have any issues. You land down at the foot of the where the stairs are, with the two gargoyle statues, probably like 15 or so feet in front of you, flanking the door, and the sort of like foreboding feeling you get when looking into the chasm seems to grow as you sort of stare at this door. It's like it's a gut feeling that both of you have, where it's just like this is not a place that is a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, generally you don't want to be at the door to hell.
You just know it instinctively. Stumpendorf, however, seems to have long since cast aside any instincts like that. He sort of dusts off his robe as you get there and says, "Well, very good. Thank you, mice. Thank you very kindly."
So what's your plan if we get inside this thing? What are you looking for?
Well, I intend to knock on the door and then see what's inside.
Well,
that's as far as
I'm sure it will be fine.
I don't think it will.
I mean, look at this place. What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Lots.
I mean, if you actually give Willow 4 seconds, she'll rattle off a million things.
He just kind of stares at her while she does, and he's like, "I'm sure it will be fine. I've got a good feeling about this place."
You know what? Who am I to judge at this moment? Wait, weren't you the one that got yourself locked in a spider pit for like a
Yeah.
long time?
Yeah, and you would have. What?
Your instincts are not exactly up to par.
He just kind of like looks at you with a sort of sort of a squint. He's like, well,
I could be a slight bit wrong.
I do think that may have happened to me, yes.
It did.
But I'm sure this is different.
What would make you think it's different?
Well, I don't see any spiders around here.
You got me there.
And it seems more familiar.
Yeah, that's kind of the concerning part, honestly. Why is a demon door familiar to you?
Not entirely sure.
That should concern you a little bit.
Why is that?
Well, demons, we'll broad stroke here, are generally known for being bad. Now, unless you're some form of like holy warrior, that suggests either A, you're bad.
Doubt I'm a holy warrior.
I would second that, yep. I'm thinking that perhaps you investigate dark places frequently, and maybe it's just for curiosity's sake, but you this is us. I probably would have like filled Rudge in on what I know about the saint.
Yep.
And what I learned. And be like, when I talked to the saint, she mentioned that you came seeking a way to break a contract or something like that many, many years ago when you got trapped by the Spider Queen. Did you potentially make a deal with the devil?
That sounds familiar. Devil? Not sure, but...
Well, I don't know the difference.
Oh, yes.
Actually, Willow might not even know the term devil, actually.
Yeah. That's true. Demon.
Yeah.
That's the one she's heard.
Yep.
When you mention that, he kind of like snaps his fingers. Ah, yes, of course. That is what the vile spinstress promised me. She told me the answer. I don't. It's a devious creature. What was it?
Willow like obviously it doesn't make any difference with my armor on, but I'm like glance over at to Rudge and be like, over the headset, be like, I'm pretty sure he made a deal with a demon, and the demon's gonna be inside those doors. Maybe not immediately.
So he sort of like snaps his fingers against. Very well. Yes, I am closer now. Thank you for that. Yes, this is good. I need to go in here. Whatever is in here is the key to my recovering what I lost. I have something to do. I'm sure of that.
Yes, and you're unsure of what you lost, right?
Well, my memory.
Okay.
I'm sure of that.
Okay. Make me one promise.
That I am unsure of what is going on.
I want one promise from you.
Certainly.
We've helped you out an infinite amount. If you turn out to be the bad guy here, let us leave.
Oh well, I doubt that. But of course, why would I keep you here?
You know, you never know what kind of deals you make if you don't have a memory.
That's a good point.
So as long as you offer me that promise, we'll go in there with you.
Oh, certainly.
All right, we'll open the door.
Okay.
Well, obviously knock.
Yeah, so you go up and knock.
Like I can only... Either way, this is happening. So.
And Sumpendorf kind of comes up and stands beside you, and it like puts his hand on the door.
Yeah, I was like, I think when I'm metal, maybe that doesn't work. Ting.
And let's see. Yeah. So as you do that, you hear sort of like a shifting stone sound to either side of you. as the gargoyles, their heads like turn to look at the group of you,
Yep.
and you hear faltering speech hiss out of both of their mouths in unison as they say, "You may enter."
That's probably the worst part of all of this so far. When the evil guardians say you can enter the giant doom castle.
Yes.
Yep.
Like, sure.
I don't know if I want to be welcomed to Doom Castle.
And Stumpendorf says, "Well, brilliant. Thank you, gents."
No, wait.
And the door grinds open slightly. And he sort of like pushes on it, as do you, Willow, and like it opens easily. Like this man is an ancient withered twig of a human, and
Yep.
he has no problem opening it.
Yep.
Um,
All on par for the course.
As you step in to the entry hall, you're greeted by a it's like if you took sort of gothic architecture style and then mixed it with like modern with like a few bits of like modern skyscraper like office building, and then um, added in some like fleshy tendrils breaking through the walls, and a variety of different like statues of various like monstrous creatures, sort of decorating the room, as well as a bunch of like multicolored moss and like mushrooms that seem to have been overgrown in like various corners and stuff. And as you enter, you hear the faint sound of like sort of music playing, echoing down the one of the like massive spiral staircases that flank the main room, and a couple of humanoid forms come out of like a few of the like side rooms and stuff, and initially you mistake them for humans until you look and you realize that they are like shambling corpses. Some kind of like reanimated human zombie, like this sinewy skin, sinewy, somewhat patchwork skin. And one of them, who is wearing like kind of fancy clothes, sort of like old-fashioned style, like a coat and tie, approaches and gives as kind of like gets up closer to you, gives this like sweeping bow, and he says, "Oh my, hello, master, you have returned after all these years. Welcome."
Why, yes, I have. No.
And
Slow sideways glance at Stumpendorf.
Stumpendorf just kind of nods absently and says, "Yes, I suppose I have. What was your name again? Jeffrey?" And the ghoulish figure kind of smiles thinly and says, "It is Hubert, master, your one-time apprentice." And Stumpendorf says, "Yes, sure, whatever. Well, I'm back. This is where I live." "Of course, master." "And these are..." "Oh yes, these people. Yes, they are my allies. They have escorted me here." Well, what do you think of the place? He kind of like turns and looks at you guys.
Dreary, doomy, a bit dismal.
Dismal. Oh, well. Could do with a bit of tidying up, I suppose.
I feel like your architecture is sending mixed signals. Like you couldn't, you could have stuck to like one type of architecture here.
A harsh critique.
I feel it's one you need to hear.
Fair. Also, I don't really remember why I did any of this, or that I did any of this, so I'm sure it's fine. The Hubert speaks up and says, Master, if you wish to change, undergo any renovations, we'd certainly be happy to. We have endeavored to keep the spire as tidy as it was when you left. And Stumpendorf just kind of like waves them off and says, oh yes, it's quite fine. A little bit of moss. This is probably useful. What is this, for tea? He kind of like comes over to like a clump of moss that looks like it's like bleeding a little bit.
Yep.
And Hubert's like, yes, of course, master.
Scan that.
Scan that.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Yeah, there's some weird stuff in here. You're pretty sure a lot of this is not from Earth.
What
Just
the
like
hell?
looking at its makeup.
I don't know if that's for tea.
Of course it is.
I do not suggest you ingest whatever tea that would make.
Well, I mean, Hubert says it's fine. Yes.
Hubert's a big fat liar.
Hubert smiles and nods. Says, yes, to my knowledge,
You're a big fat liar?
I am not the one to prepare such things. That would fall under your other servant, Falvoth. Falvoth. Sure, and what does he do again? Falvoth the Butcher.
And
cooks.
tea maker?
He makes tea too, yes.
Pretty good butcher.
Man of many hats.
You could say that. Master, I'm so pleased to see that you have returned. I really given up hope. Do you require rest? Perhaps your friends would like to stay for some food. It is lunchtime, after all.
Good thing they can't hear me laughing hysterically inside my armor.
His friends would like to see what powers this place.
Powers? Whatever do you mean?
There's something about this place. It emanates dark energy or something.
Oh, well, I expect that would be the ley line node and the infernal hosts of... I know I have this someplace in my notes here. Problem was I prepared for this like a long time ago.
Yep. And we decided not to go in here.
Yep.
Like big jerks.
God. Oh well.
Yep.
He says, the infernal hosts of hell. You know, the usual.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And Stumpendorf is like, oh yes, of course, good man. I am somewhat curious. I've been gone for some time, and I don't exactly remember my way about the place. Perhaps you could give us a tour.
Yep.
Hubert sort of nods and says, "Why, of course, master. We
Good music.
follow me." Okay, let's see here. So it does seem to be more or less just like a single room per level. They're just like very large and splendorous rooms. So he leads you up to the next level, assuming that you are following.
Yep.
A couple of the random like zombie servants sort of shamble after you, as well as Hubert. So you step up to the next room, and it seems to be some kind of like recreation area. There are a couple of different like tables. There is a pool table in the middle. And a couple of like comfy looking couches. There's a bar at one side, and a couple of other tables seem to be for like poker and whatnot. You also see a couple boxes of like very old looking board games over on another table. Also, most of the furniture is upholstered in leather, which is Rudge. You take a little bit of a scan of it, and it is probably human or
Leather.
human-like skin.
But why?
The walls are also increasingly more meaty up here the higher you go. And Hubert says, "Here is the billiards hall. All recreation and relaxation activities, of course. And if you or your guest wish to stay here and relax, for lunch is prepared, we can, of course, accommodate that." Upwards, there is the feast hall and the kitchen, and may go up there. So head further up. The feast hall is it's like a giant fancy dining room, pretty much. The head table. Like the head chair is like this big sort of throne made out of like wood that there are like sort of each arm and like the top has what appear to be skulls of human and some demons that are like fused into the wood partially. The silverware and everything, it looks quite nice though, and it's spotless and clean. Further up, there is the library, which has a whole bunch of books in them. A lot of the books look super evil. Like there's a shelf of books that is chained very securely to the wall and like rattles and shuffles around if you get near it. And then there are most of the other books, you know, they're either covered in human skin or some other equally horrifying thing.
This place is awful. Stump.
The other side, however, there is a bunch of like old newspapers and what seems to be like crossword puzzles and like books and stuff, like that in stark contrast. Um, but yeah, Rudge says the place is awful, and Stumpendorf is like, oh well, look at all these books.
Yeah, covered in human flesh. You
And the best
fucking.
part is that I've forgotten everything that's in all of them. I have to read them again.
I wonder.
Or, hear me out, don't.
Why not?
Remember the conversation we had before coming in here about super evil? Yeah. See, I was right. See, these are,
yes, I suppose.
The
This
fact-
is rather demonic, isn't it?
Yep.
And Hubert kind of chuckles and says, what do they mean, evil, Stumpendorf?
You're a horrible
sorry,
abomination.
And
You are the scourge of the entire multiverse.
Hubert looks vaguely offended, and he says, "Why, I am only in this state because of the great kindness and virtue shown to me by Master Stumpendorf.
Well,
You see, I was his apprentice at one time, but well, I made a very unfortunate mistake, and Stumpendorf oh so kindly bound me to this form so that my soul could not be dragged down to hell and tortured for all eternity.
well, kudos then. My apologies.
I am forever in his debt.
It seems that it was well done with hasty
Stumpendorf
effort.
kind of nods and says, "See, nothing wrong here."
This is still a bad place, and I'm sure any sort of thing you did to do that was used by nefarious means to do it. Sacrifice or something.
Oh, nefarious, schmefarious.
That's not a word.
And Stumpendorf kind of looks at you and says, "Are you sure?"
Yes, I'm sure. And
Pretty
also,
sure I've heard that one or two times before.
that's probably
From your own mouth.
Yes, you
Ah, yes, that was it.
loon.
Well, you know what they say about words. They're only real if you
Say them.
say them. Yes. They're real if you say them.
All right, now what?
So, have any of your memories come back, or are you still foggy in your brain?
I
Still got the big brain fog.
have faint recollections of residing here for quite some time. Not sure. Well, I mean, just living, I suppose. Seemed like a good spot of land. Nice and isolated, away from bothersome neighbors, you know.
I feel like demons are the worst neighbors.
Oh, well, not if you bind them.
Refer back to images of Yoda.
Which, yeah, he just kind of says that absently, like, you know, it's not really a big deal.
Isn't... I could be wrong, but isn't that just another form of slavery? Like, yeah, you're enslaving demons, but it's still slavery.
Yes, I suppose it is. Never thought
Slavery
of it
is morally evil.
that way. Well, they are demons.
I feel like we are going to just go down a weird path here, so let's just cut to the chase. What is your plan here? Do you
Well,
plan
I don't
on...
know exactly.
You seem to have been itching to get back here, and now that you're here, now what?
He kind of, like, looks around, and, he says, well, I felt a pull, one might say.
Yeah, that's hell trying to pull you back.
Yeah.
need to remember what my purpose was.
Who's
Ask your
probably-
minions.
Yeah. Hey, what was his purpose?
the master's purpose